Hi, and welcome to Jen's Ink Spot. Today I want to share with you another technique on using Frantic Stamper's card panel dies. Now the thing about these card panels that are so unique is they're cut slightly smaller than your standard A2 card front. So these are 3 3/4 of an inch by 5 inches. So they are about half an inch. It leaves half an inch of a border all the way around your card, which is really nice because you can do several techniques using these dies. They're great for layering, and today I'm going to show you how to use them to emboss on your card. Here's a card I recently made using the new spring release dies, and if you look closely you can see on the background in the yellow that I have impressed into that card. This is done by using a die. This is from Frantic Stamper called Basket Weave Card Panel, and it has embossed all the way around and created a sort of frame for the other layers on my card. It makes a nice deep impression on my card and just adds a little bit of visual interest. Another example that I've done this with is with the double diamond card panel, also by Frantic Stamper. This is another new card panel that they have recently released. And here's my card that I used, and you can see a little bit more on this card. The background has been embossed using this die. You can see the nice deep impression that it makes, and it makes its own little border because it impresses that edge all the way around. Now the nice thing about this is that you can also cut this down. So if you don't want to show the edge as a frame, you can cut that down. Here's one more card that I've also used that one with. This one is very subtle. I didn't use a shim with it, so it just leaves a nice soft impression all the way around, but it makes a great backdrop for this mat that I adhered on top of it. Hopefully you can see that on the video. I'm going to show you a couple other examples with this. This is the Floral Eye Dazzler card panel, and there's a matching medallion that goes with it. But here's the card panel. This is what it looks like. And I have impressed this die onto 2 different pieces of paper. Here it is on a piece of pattern paper. Hopefully you can see all of the texture that it gives. Now the cool thing about this is if you don't like how it looks on the front, flip it over and it just shows that detail so beautifully. You can use this either way. You could use the front or you could use the back because they both give equally beautiful impressions. So depending on what you're going for. Here I've used that same card panel on just a white piece of cardstock, front and back. So again, you can see all the detail that it gives. This would make a beautiful mat for your images on your card. I also took an older die that I've just always loved. This is the Ombre Chevron card panel, and I really like this card, and ombre is so very trendy right now. I decided to try to see what it would look like on ombre paper, and it came out beautifully. You can see just how much of an impression it gives, and this one I cut down so that it didn't leave the frame on the outside. So it's just all impressed. And then if you want to see what it looks like on the back, it looks really cool too. It leaves those chevron zigzags on the back, just a really cool effect. I'm going to show you how I did this, and I'm going to do it with an older die, another older die, equally as fun. This is the Alternating Diagonals card panel, also by Frantic Stamper. Here's my big shot. And I'm going to show you my layers. So I have my multi-purpose platform down with tabs A and B, or tabs 1 and 2 open. Then I'm going to put my very much used and cut into cutting plate. Then I'm going to put my embossing pad next. I'll put my paper, my cardstock, and then I'm going to put my die face down as well. You can try and line it up so it's equal. If you're going to cut it out, it really doesn't matter where you impress it at. Then I like to get a nice deep impression. You don't have to use a shim. I'm going to on this one because I want it to be really detailed. You can use a piece of cardstock instead if you want, or you can do it without it. It makes that nice subtle image like I showed you on that spring plant. And this is what the final result looks like. You can see how it just impresses so nicely. It creates the border all the way around, although on this one I wasn't trying to keep it straight. For this one I will cut out the frame and use it as a layer. Now with this one that I made previously with the Floral Eye Dazzler card panel, I'll just show you quickly how you could make a card to layer it. I have not put a card together yet, but here's my card base. And then I chose a dramatic matte because I want that contrast to be very stark. And then I'm going to put this on top of it. So that's what it'll look like. And then I've die cut some flowers, also from Frantic Stamper. And I've cut away what I didn't want, and I'm going to just add that to my card like this. And then I'm going to also put a sentiment on there. And I haven't quite decided yet how I'm going to do that, but I will share that with you and show you the end result at the end of this video. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you would like more information about the dies that I've used, you can view them on my blog, Jen's Ink Spot. You can also find these products available to purchase at www.franticstamper.com. Thank you so much for joining me today at Jen's Ink Spot.